In today's video, we are going to talk about why buying more clothes will not fix your style, but I'll tell you what will. Hi there and welcome back. I'm Karima and I share all the fashion and beauty secrets that I learned over 20 years being a creative director on set with the world's biggest brands. And I am here to help you show up with joy and confidence and just feeling full of life every day. So let's talk about why buying more clothes will not fix your style. So if you've ever stood in front of a full closet and just thought, oh, I have nothing to wear, then your first instinct probably wasn't to remove anything, right? It's to buy more, to buy something. So maybe I'll buy some new jeans or a better blazer or a dress that's just gonna look amazing and magically fix everything. But it makes sense, right? We've all been conditioned to believe improvement comes from adding something new. But I'm telling you, there's a psychological concept that explains why this instinct might actually be keeping you, me, all of us stuck. It's called subtractive neglect bias. And it's probably the reason you still feel a disconnect with your style, if you do. So it's the tendency humans have to overlook removal as a solution, right? So when something isn't working, we instinctively look to add. What can we add? Let's add more options, or let's put in more effort, or add more resources. We instantly assume that improvement requires addition, but often the most powerful transformation happens through subtraction. This applies to productivity, it applies to relationships, and it absolutely applies to your wardrobe. I have seen it again and again with my clients. And here's why buying more clothes doesn't create style necessarily. So most women, we don't have a style problem. We have a clarity problem. When your wardrobe is filled with pieces from a previous chapter of your life, or trend purchases that never quite felt like you, or items that don't fit, or I'm keeping those just in case, or expensive pieces that you feel guilty of letting go of, your true style gets buried. You cannot see what you love because it's surrounded by what you tolerate. So you shop, right? You buy more. You shop without clarity. You add more noise. Now you have more clothes, but not more confidence. You have more options, but not direction. You have spent more, but you do not feel more satisfied. So finding your style is an act of refinement. Here's the shift. Instead of asking, what should I buy? Ask, what needs to leave? Because clarity appears when clutter disappears. Your personal style is not something you build by accumulation. It's something that you uncover by refinement. So when you remove what doesn't align with who you are and what's going to remain, it becomes obvious. So you start to see these patterns like silhouettes that you love, or colors that energize you and bring you life, or textures that feel like home instead of scratchy, and shapes that make you actually stand taller. So your style was never missing. It was just hidden behind everything else that you were keeping. And the emotional weight of a cluttered closet is quite heavy. When you keep clothes that represent older versions of you, you unconsciously stay attached to them. So that means maybe the size that you were, or the career that you had, or the relationship that you were in, the version of yourself that no longer exists. And your wardrobe becomes a museum instead of a support system. And that is heavy. So if you're in a season of reinvention or grief or career growth, personal change and transformation, subtraction becomes even more important. You cannot fully step into the next version of you while surrounded by artifacts of the past, and your closet needs to reflect who you're becoming, not who you used to be. It's super simple and super fun to do. A practical way to apply this today is, before you add anything, I want you to define your style words. So choose 3 to 5 words that represent how you want to feel. You do this. So like, do you want to be confident or refined or creative or sophisticated or approachable, magnetic, relaxed, like feminine, powerful, whatever. These words are going to become your filter. Step 2, we're going to audit that closet with honesty. Go through your wardrobe and ask, does this support my words? And if the answer is no, it does not matter how expensive it was, it's not aligned with you, and we come to step 3, we're going to remove it without the drama. You don't need to be all aggressive and like throw everything out. You don't need to be extreme, but I just want you to begin subtracting what clearly does not represent you right now. You are going to feel lighter almost immediately. And here's the freedom of fewer and better pieces. When you remove what isn't working, 3 things happen. Getting dressed becomes easier. Your outfits feel more cohesive, and you stop chasing trends to feel complete. You're just dressing intentionally, and that is where the confidence lives. It's not in quantity, but it's in alignment. So style isn't about more, it's about precision. Early in my career as an art director in London, I was working for fashion magazines. Style felt so serious. It felt so intimidating. Like there was a right answer everyone had, but I didn't know what it was. And after decades in this industry, just working across global campaigns and styling women in real life, I've learned this. Style is just expression. It is energy. It's a tool, and tools work best when they're sharp, not cluttered, not soft, willy-nilly. The women who look the most put together aren't the ones with the most clothes. They're the ones with the most clarity. So before you add anything, subtract what isn't aligned. Let your wardrobe just breathe. Let your current identity take up some space and come out. Let it surface. And then when you choose to add something, it's going to be so intentional, so aligned with the you. And you're going to feel supported by these new clothes. And you're going to be building from clarity and not chaos. So if you're ready to refine your style and you'd like some guidance finding your style words or refining your wardrobe with intention, I created a free masterclass that walks you through the process step by step, and you can watch it. The link is here. And if you are ready for a little bit of a deeper, more personalized support system, you can book a complimentary one-on-one style clarity call with me, and we'll talk about what you're aiming for strategically and how I could support that next version of you. So you can book that here as well.